Most men go through life unchallenged, except at the final moment. Frank Herbert, God Emperor of Dune. Hello, everyone. Excuse the cricket. The cricket is somewhere in this basement, cricketing away. So there's a second ayahuasca trip, and my goal was to find out how I could connect without taking ayahuasca. And that was the reason for my second trip. I didn't feel as though I needed to take it, but I went. There's dangers to ayahuasca, which I need to point out to everyone, anyone who wants to take it, that the first time that you take ayahuasca, Mother Ayahuasca will protect you. She will teach you the lesson. She will show you her pain. She will show you the burden. You will find out who you are. You won't really have that bad of an experience because you'll be protected that first time. And you'll learn a couple of different lessons. And I learned a lot of lessons. And then after I was out, I was so full of this power that she was able to provide to me. And I thought that was enough, but it's not. You realize that the power that you get is from what she provides because of the protection she gives to you. And in order for you to become strong enough to protect her and everyone else back, you have to realize it's a humbling experience. First time I did not experience death. It was a first time probably anyone goes through. You'll experience an awakening, a rebirth. You're being born again because you realize that there's more out there that you don't realize. And the funny thing is, it's the same type of the female spirit, the essence, the mother that everyone experiences, and especially the first time. And now, when you go back for more lessons, you realize how humble that you have to be. The hubris that you have, the arrogance, the strength that you think that you have, that you can't, it's not on your own. It's from her protection. So the second time, I was alone. I didn't have that protection. Hi, Ryan. And because I didn't have that protection, it was what most people will tell you is bad trip. Because I thought I had this power. I thought I had all the strength. And I realized, yes, I can have all this power and all this strength. Because I was fighting. I was trying to keep my eyes open. I was fighting so I could find the connection of how I could access. And the way I call it, when I was in it, it was called interesting. So if you break it down, it's interesting. So it's between rest and being able to stay awake, and between being awake and wanting to go to sleep. It's that balance. That's how you access it if you want to. But the protection of Mother Ayahuasca will not be there the second time. Especially if you fight it and you're wanting to learn a lesson, that respect of, you have to let Mother Ayahuasca in, because that's the way to how Mother Ayahuasca will protect you, Mother Earth, whatever you want to call it, Mother Nature. And so I was there fighting it. Not like disrespect, but she showed me all the disrespect that I gave to people who wanted in. They wanted to protect me, and I rejected it. And all I could think about now in hindsight is just, it's very much like Jesus, us letting him in. It's just letting us in, people who care about you in life, people who are worried about you. Most people say, oh, I'm okay. It's not. If you're not okay, you let them know you're not okay, because they will help you, they will protect you, and in return, when you're strong enough, you will protect them. But you can't get to that strength until you get that protection. That's the most important part. So first one, she teaches you to breathe, because you need to realize that you're connected to this life, this earth, by breathing. And you'll see that life is made up of vibrations, movement, and in order for there to keep doing that, you have to keep fighting for life, keep fighting for it, not for death, for life. So you gotta breathe. Always remember to breathe, because time very much slows down. The second trip, the very bad trip, might have been, last looked at the clock, it was like, say, 1:42. It felt like hours. I mean, just horribly long hours. And when I looked at the clock again, it was just like 2 o'clock. It's barely any time passed. And what you realize is you're on your own without Mother protect you, or just any protection at all. And you have the strength to fight it. You have the strength to stay here. You have the strength to stay grounded. You have the strength to keep the vibrations together. Because what death is when you're too tired and you give up and you just sleep. Because it just feels so peaceful to just let go, to stop breathing, and to sleep. And what happens? You vibrate yourself out to nothingness. You can't hold the vibrations in, you can't hold the life in. That is life, folks. That's how I see it, that's how I experienced it. And for people who aren't strong enough, people who aren't ready, people who don't have their constant, my wife was my constant. I held on to her as tight as I could, staying there. My family was my constant. My son, my daughter, I knew I had to be here for them. So I breathed, and I keep breathing. I kept breathing. And when you think about meditation and yoga, it's true. When you meditate, you need to focus on your breathing, and you need to concentrate on your stillness, because you realize how much power that you have. But that power comes from Mother, but you realize that since she's not there, you're trying to access this power. That power, what it is, it's setting in rigor mortis. That's how I see it. When you die, you start tightening up. That's the strength. Your muscles just keep vibrating out. And you got to remember to breathe. You got to remember stillness. And if you can keep doing that and you keep focusing, and what you need to realize, you need to get it all out. Ayahuasca is a poison. It's a poison. You ingest it, but then you have to get it out. Get it out through vomiting, and you realize you have to get it out. That's what Mother Ayahuasca, the first time that you experience it, that's what you go through. That's why it's called a humbling experience. If you keep all that poison in, you're gonna die. If you stop breathing, you're going to die. If you can't focus enough to stay within the vibrations and keep it and hold it all together, you're gonna die. And that whole experience can last anywhere from 5 to however many hours. So it is a true death experience, and true death can occur, especially if you're not strong enough, if you don't have enough focus enough, you didn't learn your lessons, especially the first time, and if you're not protected, you have to fight it on your own. And so when you go through life without this protection and you think that you're strong enough on your own, what it is when you actually die here, your consciousness is trying to hold it all together, but you have to do it all alone. No one else is going to help you. It's just you, your own powers, until darkness overwhelms you, until you finally go to sleep and you vibrate into nothingness. So that's death. Purgatory, nothingness, hell is basically keeping that vibration together. But on hindsight, or when you're protected, you don't have to worry about that. When you die, your consciousness, the vibrations are kept together from the people in your life, the people who love you, people who will remember you, living memory. That is why when you see a lot of traditions out in the world, wherever you go, all around the world, they have a tradition of remembering their ancestors, whether it's ceremonial, but whatever it is, it's about remembering your ancestors, because in order to keep them alive, in order for you to protect them and them to protect you, you have to remember and give thanks and let them protect you. And what we're seeing a lot more is just forgetting our ancestors, not letting other people protect you when you need that protection. And it's a lot of religions will go through that. So all the things that I say I don't like about religion, there are some very fundamental, simple truths to each religion, and you will find that. But a lot of it has been inversed. So it's a very humbling experience. You realize a couple of factors: that people who seek power within this life, who reject others and seek their own power and not other protections, they will be alone when that time comes, and they cannot become as strong as those of all of us together. Because in order to get that strength, you need protection, and within that protection, that allows you to grow and become stronger. And that strength is there only when that connection is there, that balance is there. But there are other ways around it. But the people who don't learn that first lesson, or any lesson thereafter, when they forget to breathe, they can't access that power, because that power won't be given to them, because they wouldn't be, I guess you would call, worthy for it, because the entire reason for that power is to protect. It's a protective essence. So people out there, do not take ayahuasca unless you're ready. People who've taken the first time, do not take it the second time when you're not ready. First time you're protected. Second time, you have to have learned your lesson. Otherwise, you lose your insanity or you die. You really die. Because you're gonna let your arrogance, your self-worth of power, whatever it is, and that's going to either make you strong or make you die or make you go insane. That's pretty much it. So it is life-changing, I will say. It heals on the physical level. First time, that's definitely true. Second time, it heals you at the psychological level, at the maybe even the spiritual level. And so I'm trying to write my past, my life, my transgressions, just me. I don't expect anyone else to. This is me, because I know what I will experience in death. And I know that with rejection comes more rejection. But with acceptance comes more acceptance. So, and that's a great teaching of Jesus, of Yeshua, whatever you want to call him. That's the main teaching, is to accept, let us in, let people in, and that's how you stay alive. That's how you have power, because you can't utilize their power if all you're fighting is to keep focus on staying conscious, staying within, preventing the vibrations from vibrating you out. But when you have so many others doing that and protecting you, whether they know it or not, from that happening, you don't have to. You can focus on protecting others because you're protected. It's profound. I know a lot of people won't believe me, but all you have to do is, if you're ready and you're not afraid, and you can conquer your fear, and you can remember to breathe, that you have a constant, that you have to let Mother Ayahuasca in to teach you, to protect you. And once you learn all the lessons there is, you can keep taking ayahuasca and she'll keep teaching you lessons. And sometimes you realize all the lessons that you learn, that's all you need. But don't let hoopers get in the way. So the people who keep taking it, they'll know all the lessons that they need. You could take it 100 times, but the 99, all the times up to the 100th time, you're going to have to live those lessons, actually live those lessons, understand those lessons, and serve, be humble, and then that'll give you strength. Otherwise, good luck. No one will know who you are. You'll die alone. And that's it. So, the teachings of what I've learned, I'm going to keep living it. I'm going to keep talking it. It's not going to be forgotten, and more gets revealed as I piece things together on my own. It's a different type of thought process. It's emotional. You can't measure emotion. It's something to explore. It's something that's there. It's something that's real. It's tangible. And if people don't believe it, all they have to do is go ahead and experience it. All you have to do is experience it. It's Ryan. If it's not scary, you should take ayahuasca. Fight it. Fight mother. Protect yourself. You will die alone. You won't be able to focus enough. You won't be able to breathe. And until the vibrations go out, you go out too. And it is scary. I'm not scared. I say that a lot. And I'm not. But when you're at that moment, you realize there's fear. And to conquer that fear, you need love. You need joy. You need everything. You need whatever it is, whatever it takes. That's what it is. You could overcome the fear as much as you want, but what overcomes you is just death. It's darkness. It's gone. You just sleep. That's it. You become nothing. No one remembers you. It's over. That's all it is. It's a scary thought, but you know, who knows what nothingness means? I mean, when you become nothing, vibrating out. Pretty sure it's probably could be peaceful because you don't have consciousness anymore. It's spread out. Although on hindsight, maybe that doesn't occur. Maybe you're just in that constant state of trying and then losing your insanity. That could be hell, is going through that experience for eternity would be hell until you give up. And when you realize you give up, that it goes through whatever it is. Yeah, it is. And yeah, you could be strong, you could fake it, you could fake through life. In the end, the truth comes out. That is the ultimate test. People, I'm pretty sure, who've taken it, big, strong people, very wealthy people, very powerful, in what you would call in our society people, they probably would whimper, they would cry, because they weren't humble enough to realize and learn the lessons. And you could keep having them take it, but they won't take it. And that's how you can tell a strong person, is they'll take it, they'll experience it, they'll share it, and they're willing to go again once they're ready. Because each time you go in, it's death. It shows you death. You're gonna die. In order to keep living, and not just this living, but the consciousness level of living, of being conscious, and keeping that consciousness around, that is powerful. I mean, it changes behavior. It changes your outlook on life. It changes your outlook on death. It just changes. And there's just a lot of realizations out there. You can get fake as being as strong as you are. You know how strong you are. You know how weak you are. In the end, when death comes after you, you'll know how strong you are and how weak you are. And if you've been pretending all this time and you aren't humble enough to realize how weak you really are, it will show you how weak you are. And ayahuasca, vine of death, Mother Ayahuasca, shows you death and how you confront it and what you do to protect yourself and to fight against it and keep staying alive. And a lot of that is humbling, because a lot of you would not do all of that in public. So that's the dangers of ayahuasca, the lessons learned. Hope people watch this, and many people will not ever take it. Many people will deny it, deny what the experience is. Many people, again, will say, maybe I'm lying. Okay, maybe I am. You have to take it on faith, I guess. But you don't have to, because faith is believing someone, regardless if it's right or wrong or it's true or not. But you can experience it, and you don't have to believe. You've witnessed it. It's like me saying, hey, within this dumb drive, I've got this song, incredible song. And everyone's going, oh, he's got this incredible song. Or other people are saying, oh, no, he doesn't have an incredible song on there. And then here, I'll give it to you. You could look for yourself. And you look for yourself and you go, hey, there's this incredible song. Or, hey, no, there's nothing on here. So until you experience it for yourself, it's faith, it's belief. Once you experience it for yourself, it's no longer that. You come to your own conclusions. And it kind of ties in a lot of things together as far as why totems exist. Manifestation of a spirit that you can cling on to, that could be your constant, that if it doesn't have to be a person, stronger it is. It's just if you have bonds within this life that you are not willing to let go, that you're willing to stay alive for, that's strong. That's strong enough. that all that the lessons you have taught, not just from the Mother Ayahuasca, Mother Spirit, but of your own life. What makes sense to do at that moment is you realize just how strong you are, because all that rigor mortis is setting in. But the thing is, you have to learn to relax. You have to learn to keep breathing, because everything's going fast, and you know that that's your body, that's your mortal self, your vehicle, whatever you want to call it. And then there's the peacefulness of just letting go, sleeping. Just don't concentrate on that. Just see all the vibrations. And then you realize that in order to control the vibrations, you need to be still. Because the vibrations go so fast. It's unbelievably fast. But you can vibrate yourself out. That's the weird thing. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Just want to tell people the dangers of it, because I think a lot of people don't tell you the dangers, and a lot of people go into it thinking, oh, they'll be safe. You will be safe the first time. Every time after that, you have to have learned the lessons of all the previous times that you've been through it. Not only that, you have to learn the lessons of what I would call the feminine spirit of everyone, all the women in this world, females. It's a protective spirit, and it's just, that's what it is. The other males can't provide that protective, nurturing spirit. They can go beyond it, but they can't go beyond it until that protection is there. So that's it. I wanted to see if anyone had questions. Powerful lesson is you realize how powerless you are. It's just like how sports, they say Father Time always wins out in the end. Death also always wins out in the end. Everyone dies. No one lives forever. But that doesn't mean you're gone forever. And what I mean by that, I don't even know yet. I don't. The more you look, the more you're given, the more questions you have, and then it's you almost don't want to know more. I don't know if that's just fear or if that's just potential for insanity, but whatever it is, so I'm okay with it. I'm okay with people making fun. It's my life. I will seek whatever protections that people give me, and I will accept it, and within so it will make me stronger. But everyone else, you can't deny what's out there. You can't deny death. And if you're not ready for it, and no one else is going to help you on it to keep you focused, you're just going to vibrate away to nothing. And that's what I'm trying to, I guess, teach people, tell people, is if you don't want that, if you don't want to vibrate into non-existence after death, you need people to remember you, people to care for you, people who remember your face. And that's why I will shave and my beard, my mustache, so my kids will remember me. They could tell their kids about me, or I can live long enough to. So I'll be protected. And as long as life keeps going, people who have passed away, they are protected. In return, they protect those of their ancestors, not just their ancestors, but friends, family, acquaintances. We form these bonds in life for a reason. A lot of times these bonds get broken, they get severed, but you have to think back, why are these bonds, alright? Are these things, connections always severed? It's typically by hate, anger, fear, resentment, loathing, etc. Jealousy. We find that we call those things negative. But the bonds that keep us together are joy, laughter, love, just, sense of togetherness, whatever. It's we all feel it. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just think of your emotions. You can't see it. They exist. You feel it. Unless you're a psychopath. You feel it. Pain exists. You feel pain. You can't see pain. You can't hear pain. Well, maybe when someone yelling, but you won't know. So a lot of things out there you can't see, but we can experience. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So consciousness is just a different level. It's just you could totally ignore it. You could totally ignore everything. You could say, yeah, that was just a thing. I'll never do it again. It wasn't, I'd rather take it, or whatever. Someone would say, I would rather take LSD, or I'd rather take this, or I'd rather take that. Go for it. It's a teaching herb. And it teaches you how to live your life because it shows you death. You experience death. And you're protected the first time from the mother vine, Mother Ayahuasca. Every other time, it's you who protects you and the power that you get from it. No one's coming out. Anyways, that was it. I'm gonna continue on a couple of other stuff. I need to respond to a lot of people as well and see what's going on and work on some personal things. But thank you everyone for coming, and I will see you guys later. I may start up anything goes later if there's people that are interested.